Hello. Right, tonight's show, we're going to be speaking on the topic of platforms such as YouTube, social media, and the fact that they need to take accountability for accelerating and perpetuating the violence out here. So we want to hear from you tonight. We want to hear your views on this, any ideas that you have. Big up to you, Soph, family, bullies, London. Big up, my darling. Good to see you up on the live tonight. Just wait for a few more people to come up on the live. But yes, very, very major problem. Platforms that are pushing the violent narrative, actually adding to the problems on the streets. We should be joined tonight by Christella and hopefully my daughter Laws as well. Big up to It's the Best Me. Big up to you. So we'll be taking live requests tonight for anyone that wants to come and speak out about what's being promoted on the radio stations, on big platforms. We want your ideas, how we can do something about it, because it's time that they take responsibility and accountability for what they're promoting. Hello, Christella. Gonna add you up in a seckie. All right. My Wi-Fi was just going a bit mad there. Right, let's go. Right, hopefully that'll add you up.
Hello.
Hello. Good to
How are
see
you? And you?
Hot, man.
I know.
It's so hot.
It's...
Oh my God. Good to see you though. Are you out?
And you?
You out and about?
No, I was earlier. I was just like, I can't do this. I thought, let me go for a walk. Way too hot. I did, but not as long as I wanted to. What about you?
Yeah, no, I've been out briefly, but I'm back now. But yeah, I had a madness at school today. They phoned me to say that why wasn't my child in school today? And I'm like, hang on a minute, I dropped her off. So yes, I said, look, you go and have a look. But yeah, literally, frightened the life out of me. It was just, But thankfully, they found her in school. But that was a bit mad this afternoon.
Yeah, I can imagine. My head would be going nuts.
Yeah, I was straight to the find my iPhone, mate. Like, where are you? But yeah, I dropped her off this morning, so I knew she should be there. But yeah, it was a bit frightening. I can see we've got Craig on the live. Big up to you, Craig.
Hi.
Massive shout out to you. Big up to Palmies and Kay Styles. Big up to you as well. Family bullies. My friend Sophie. I noticed today because she has been trying to get take part in any of the school patrols, and I know she's been trying for ages. I'm hoping she can start with the Lambeth School Patrol, so hopefully we'll get that sorted for you, Sophie, because that'll be brilliant. She's been dying to do, to be out there doing something. She's got the dog. She's fully trained security.
Wow.
So I hope, hopefully she'll get sorted and get onto the one in Brixton. But we need these school patrols everywhere, don't we?
Yeah, we do. Mm-hmm. We do.
I was just going to say, I saw Croydon, they're organising one. I think they're doing a GoFundMe for it as well.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, so we've got Croydon, Brixton, but literally that needs to be extended, like, everywhere, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Again, we're in a pandemic. We'll have to take action.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Wasn't there a report that we heard last week about a 14-year-old boy stabbing a 13-year-old boy. Is that right?
Yeah. There's been some, like, it's been shocking again this week how many, and it's not just the knives, it's shootings as well. They
Mm,
seem to be happening outside of schools. So little children are walking past, witnessing what's going on. That, like, they need protection. They need protecting,
yeah,
and in particular outside schools, places where the children frequent. But there's been a whole heap of incidents. I'm trying to think offhand. I know there was a big shoot up in Brixton recently. That was 6 people shot and 1 stabbed, and that
oh my
literally
gosh.
was half a mile down the road from, there was another stabbing the week before. But it's like, I don't know, are they related? Is this something, you know, like somebody getting their own back for, like, because we just don't know. We don't know.
No,
Yeah, is it gang related? Is it?
there's so many I think, like, as we've established by even just doing these talks, there's so many reasons behind knife crime right now. Um, from mental health, from gang affiliation, from county lines, from just people arguing over social media, which has probably been the number one thing that I believe is causing majority of these problems, which has been highlighted across the board. Whether that's the Metropolitan Police that want to acknowledge that, or it's the actual companies that are acknowledging it and sharing, that they know it's out of control. At some point, we have to, find a way of everyone coming together and really pinpointing what these issues are and getting the laws changed around it.
Yeah, and that's exactly right, because something has to be done. Something I read online that said in court, I think it might have been during Katie Price's court cases to do with her son and the online abuse.
Mm,
And the judges were saying that our law is completely outdated. Like,
yeah.
it's not set up to address social media, because obviously there wasn't any when they made those laws.
Mm,
So laws definitely need to be changed. The thing we need to find out as well is if, like, how do we get emergency laws in? Because it's going to take emergency laws. We haven't got the time. We haven't
no.
got the time to wait 2 years, 3 years to get something in. We need something done as soon as possible. Now, I heard that if we have a nationwide crisis, that we can go to court because it's affecting the whole nation. But it would take everybody to come out and acknowledge that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we literally would have to come together nationwide.
Exactly. But it's got to that point now where there's no choice really. I don't feel like we have a choice.
There isn't.
13-year-olds should not be getting stabbed by 14-year-olds.
No.
Kids should be able to go to school and not have to think, oh, I better carry a knife today in case that's me. Like,
Yeah,
come on. It's not
yeah,
acceptable.
it's definitely not. Now, one of the main things that cropped up last week on all of our lives was talk about social media,
Yeah.
big platforms who our children are looking up to. Their role models are on YouTube. So basically everything that's filling our children's heads, and they are literally like sponges. So
Yeah.
where they're going to view stuff, the platforms that are out there. We were asking last week, should they be made accountable? It was unanimous by everybody that, got involved last week. They said definitely. Social
Mm,
media, what people wanted was it banned, wasn't it, for young people completely.
yeah.
We're looking for ideas. If anybody wants to come on tonight, speak, any ideas you've got, how we can do something about social media, big platforms that are promoting the violence. So we want to hear from you, all right, people. We want ideas, we want suggestions, we want your opinions. Big up to Mark at the Session UK. How you doing, man? He's saying, yo, ladies, big up both of you.
Oh,
Love to you, Mark. We'd love to hear from you as well. We'd love to get you up on the live. All right, because saying that, I mean, you've got quite a lot of input you could give us to do with the music scene. And it's mad. Two people that I know, Paul McKenzie did a video on this, which we posted up on Let the Youth Live, which is saying that they do need to be made accountable, all of them. And he included radio stations, he included DJs, he included obviously the YouTube, and so he did that. You've got Paul, who did the video on why the children are carrying knives.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And that, he believes, is to what they keep seeing that's being put viral all over the internet, of all the zombie knives and all the bear killing knives and the people being chased down the street by, you know, gangs of people and just slaughtered. Our children are frightened.
Yeah,
it's frightening for adults, let alone kids. And they're out there, they're in that war, whether they want to be in it or not.
Exactly.
It's actually, it's frightening. We've got
it is when you hear young people say, I don't even know if I'm going to live till I'm 25. That's scary.
Exactly. They shouldn't have to be having that, to be thinking that at all. You know what I mean? They should be thinking their whole life is ahead of them.
Mm.
And it's going to be down to all of us to actually try and implement and do something. And I know if there's enough of us that get together, you know, putting out the right message and working together, talking. And this is why the ideas are brilliant. We had some fantastic ideas last week, and people who opened up, shared, you know, their stories with us, and suggestions, you know, that might help to make things change going forward.
That's what we need. What we did find, is also how lovely it was that everybody could have an opinion, and everyone could bring to light the real reason why that's been opinionated, and there's no animosity, because the goal is to make change and to channel all of this in the right way. And that's what I like about what we're doing.
Yes, exactly, because it's about saving the kids' lives. And
exactly.
I want to start hearing stories of children being saved, because we literally can. There's things we can put into place, like the bleed control kits, the school patrols, the street patrols. There's quite a few things that we've spoken about that we could literally just, you know, and that will be saving lives until we work out how we're going to get laws changed quickly.
Yeah, I think and that's all we can do at this point. Really save as many lives as we can until we're able to have that voice. And that's the whole point why we've put the clap together on Friday, is so that we can come together as a nation and address this issue and get more young people involved and saved, and then we'll be in a position to challenge the law together. And I think that's what we need to be aiming for.
Yeah. And with the clap as well, we're doing that every Friday, 6 o'clock. We are looking for the whole of the UK to join us, to, you know, pay tribute to the victims of knife crime, to the fighters that are still out there, you know, trying to stay alive in this war. Now, if we can all come together, if we can prove that we could literally come together, you don't have to go on a march, you don't have to do, literally, you can go out of your window, clap. You can stand outside of your door, clap. Similar to what we did for the NHS, but bringing awareness that is consistent, that is in numbers. So, like, literally, we'll be saying enough is enough for all of us, and it's nationwide. If we can do that, I believe we can do anything. If we have everybody on board, literally anything we go for, we will be able to do.
Exactly.
Whether it's a law, a petition, we can do it.
We just have to do it together. We just have to do it together, guys. You know, we've got to set the example for these young people of what it means to come together and achieve something positively together. This is what it's about.
Yeah. And it is hard, it's difficult, because I've been trying for many years, but the proof is that we did a nationwide campaign saying no to serious youth violence, and we got 45 cities and towns together on the same day, same time. I know we could have got more, and I know going forward I'm expecting a lot more to be coming out for the clap, like to be clapping for the victims.
Literally.
But it proved that it is possible. It proved that it's a problem that affects everybody in the UK across the board. It's not just limited to London or, you know, I don't know, Leeds, Manchester. It is everywhere. It's affecting our kids everywhere. Craig has put a message. He says, I think if you're caught carrying a knife, you should get a few months inside, as I'm sure that will make them think twice and get the police to stop and search more. Okay. I do think that they should get something, because a lot of times I know that they just let them off with them, you know, or they won't actually get a punishment for it. So I know there isn't really anything in place that is really a deterrent. So
I mean, in relation to that, it could be their first offence. So a lot of first offences, you know, it gets dropped. But I have seen cases where kids have continued to be caught carrying knives and they do get trialed for it. The issue is, again, it's all dependent on each individual case. But really, they shouldn't be out on the streets with knives. So how do we get them to that point before they're getting caught with them by the police?
yeah, that's exactly right. How do we? Right, little Miss Bina, she's saying yes. We need to hear the good stories. Yep, and that's the way we feel as well, because there's lots of good stories out there, but we're seeing a trend of negativity going viral, and that needs to change. Definitely needs to change. Family Bully says community school patrol being organised now, email to register. So if there's anybody out there that wants to get involved in any of these school patrols, please at community school patrol, get involved. We need you. We need security for our children, getting them to and from school. You know, at least that's one part, you know, that they're actually, you know, they're arriving to school safely and they're getting, you know, back home safely. But it's such a worry for parents. Like, parents in this day and age now, it's just, yeah, it's too
scary.
It is.
It's way too much.
Yeah. It is so
scary. I wouldn't want to be a teenager living in these times right now, to be honest with you.
No way. Definitely no. And this is what I'm saying. I'm feeling for the young people. That is their, you know, like that they've got to coexist in all of that, what's going on.
Well, if you think what level they're at now, think about the year 7s that's going into the, you know, the next generation. Each time it's getting harder and harder to control.
Yeah. And it's literally out of hand. It's out of hand.
Yeah.
And it's not going to get any better unless people come together. And that's like, we're talking about people, we're talking about, you know, other organisations out there, you know, that are doing things for the young people. We need to join forces. We have to do that, because as an individual group or individual person, I can't, you know, it's not going to go anywhere. We have to get together and we have to work together.
We do.
Little Miss Bina says, what's the hashtag for the 6 p.m. clap? Just so she can spread the word on social media. Hashtag let the youth live. And we thought that was appropriate because we want the youth to live.
And that's what we're clapping for, to let them live,
You know, we've got people like wiped out, future generations. kids who've not lived any kind of a life that are now not here anymore. It's so heartbreaking, but I know between us we can make a difference. But we
Yes.
just need to talk, and we just need to decide what it is that we are, you know, going to work on and try and make changes with. Now, I thought we'd start tonight with the social media and the online platforms. So literally, we're putting it out there, and this is what other people said last week, and other people have added to that this week, that the social media and the big platforms, certain radio stations, they are perpetuating the violence. They are accelerating what's going on, and they need to be made accountable.
Yes.
Now, we want to hear from you lot out there. We want, you know, come up on the live, tell us what you think firstly, give us any ideas, how you think we could do something about it. We've had a suggestion from Paul McKenzie, who, when he put his video up the other day, he said, why are we all not doing a petition? Now, if that's something we want to do, let's do it. But the only thing I'm thinking with that is going to take long. I don't know how long, but I would presume a year, maybe 2. So I don't know if there's any people got any other ideas what we could try that would work a bit quicker, or but they need to be made accountable.
Yeah.
The social media, we've had my daughter Laws look into it, the legal side of things, which if she comes on in a bit, we'll try and get her on, and then she can break it down for us. But literally, she discovered that there's nothing in place to protect our children from seeing violence, seeing murders, seeing awful acts of violence. There's nothing in place for them. There's like a get out clause, from what I could see, that just puts it onto the parents, that it's really at your own risk, which is not good enough.
Well, it's not, because they're not taking into account the young people that don't have parents.
Yeah.
That don't have guidance. And even if they do, you know, it could be professionals who, you know, they can work around how to get around technology anyway, you know, because they're really smart, these kids.
Oh, yeah, very, very, very smart.
Really smart. But yeah, social media has no accountability.
Yeah, there isn't any. And then if you want to try and get hold of someone at social media, which I've discovered myself when I lost my Instagram account.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can't get hold of anybody. It's all AI bots or whatever. And the other thing I'd like to bring up as well is, like, I've lost count how quickly and how much it happens to me on Instagram. And yeah, I'd say Facebook as well, copyright, and YouTube. Within seconds, they took my video off. They tell me it's copyright, even though, hang on a minute, like, I've been given my music to play by artists, so I have this problem all the time. But they're quick to do that. But with violence, they're not doing any of that. Like, I've lost count of how many people have shown murders on Instagram. Yeah. But I spoke to someone recently about just about that in general, and the first thing they said is down to money. Because that's all they're interested in, the money side of it. So the money for the copyright, they don't care about the violence thing because they're not getting paid for that. So how do we get them to be accountable for what they're doing?
Well, this is it. We have to challenge it, but we can't do that until we've got a reasonable amount of people that want to do that with us. Who, me or you? Did I?
Yeah.
So.
It's true.
Yeah, which is difficult because everyone seems to have different levels of what violence is. So again, it's got to come down to emotional maturity and how many people really want to see. Why would you want to see young people being stabbed and
Yeah.
glorified on social media. Like, why?
I mean, look, the other night when we had Jester on, like he hadn't even recovered from what he'd witnessed on
Mm,
a community leader's platform.
mm,
And although he thought he said it was for her awareness, but it traumatized him. He literally
exactly.
traumatized him what he saw. But I think they do need to be made accountable. But we need some input from people, suggestions. How do you think we should get? Like, how do we do it? Are we just doing a petition? We want ideas, people. I'm going to take a few messages as well. Little Miss Bina says, but we don't want to criminalise all kids, which is true. If they go inside, they will have a criminal record for life. Yep, that's true as well, my darling. Peace and love movement. Big up to you. We've missed you, man. Let's hoping you
You
join us on
have.
Friday. Yeah, we're looking out for you. We meant to say as well your hashtag that you suggested. We've got a wicked idea what we're going to do with that hashtag, all right? Which will fill you in, but that's going to be maybe from next week or the week after. But we're going to be doing something quite exciting actually with the End Knife Crime hashtag, all right? So
Mm.
looking forward to filling you in on that. Big up to Kay Carleon, Asha Kirby, Family Bully saying join forces for patrol. Yes, that's
Mm.
exactly what needs to happen. Patrol to patrol to patrol. Yes, not just one working on their own, just doing their area. It needs to be like a unit of everybody together. So I don't know how we're going to do it. I'm just hoping more organisations than that come on board. You know, we want everybody to be part of this. We're not here, you know, thinking, oh, we want people's input, what you think will make a difference. And literally we're happy to go for whatever it is because we're at that point now. We want change and it needs to happen. Summer is here and you know the violence escalates even more in the summer. We've had Hyde Park, which I
Mm.
don't ever want to see anything like that again in my life. That was horrific.
Absolutely.
Let me read some more message. Oh, Peace and Love Movement said, sorry, I couldn't make it. That's fine, my darling. We wanted you. Oh, Sweet Mac as well from Ernie, big up to you. And Tyler England, big up.
Hi, Tyler. Bless
Uh,
her.
Now, what I was going to talk about was platforms. I was speaking to my mum, and she said she thinks platforms with a big amount of followers, they should be something in place to make them accountable for what they're sharing and what they're
Yeah.
posting because people are looking up to them. And it's a lot of people who are watching, who are sharing. But how do we get that to happen? Is this again a petition? What does everybody think? Because that's the only thing that Paul suggested was a petition.
What about
And then
Katie Price's petition? Would it be worth maybe looking into that and
a
seeing
what?
how many numbers she's got? Didn't Katie Price do a petition?
Yes, hers was for she lost one of the cases though, didn't she? She's still
Mm.
going for Harvey's Law, but she lost the other one with the troll.
Yeah, she
But
did.
he got off with it. Yeah, he
Yeah.
completely got off with it, which is no good because there's no example now out there. But Peace and Love Movement said the only way to hit social media companies is in their pocket. Yes. How do we do that? I was thinking, could we, I don't know, do like an online stop going on bloody social media for X amount of time? I don't know, but something that is going to affect their money. That's all they care about. And it's true. That
It
is,
is.
I mean, I'm actually disgusted with social media and the way they, just doing what they want. selecting to show what they want, no accountability, and they're adding to the deaths of our children. And that's a definite. We've not just thought of that ourselves. This is everybody saying the same thing, to the point some people want it completely banned for kids, completely. So what's your ideas on that, people? What you know? Peace and Love Movement said petition is long and slow. That's exactly. So you're looking at, like I said, at least a year, maybe 2 years. So we need to find something that we can do. I'm sure my daughter said when she looked up, there was somewhere that we could write to and say something. So I wonder if she'd be able to get on. Family Bully says Instagram, definitely. Peace and Love Movement says Snapchat should be banned. That is.
It is dangerous.
And what was I reading recently? I think it was in Korea. The guy there, the main guy, he's completely banned, like K-pop. It's illegal. You're not allowed, because it's influenced hairstyles, the way children talk, and something else. And I thought, but hang on, look at what's happening here. How many of our kids are dying because of this, and no one's stepping in? Peace and Love Movement says no guarantees with petition either. They can just refuse it.
That's why we got to do the clap. You can't tell me I can't clap from my house.
And then it's like you're not breaking any COVID laws. It's also no stress for anybody. There's nothing. You literally, even if you're out and about, you could just clap. Family Bully says, I've reported racist comments on Instagram. They chucked it back at me. Instagram is good for contacts, though. What do you mean, finding contacts on there? So, but yeah, I found that reporting anything on Instagram, it's like you're more likely to get your account taken off.
Yeah.
Reporting it.
But isn't that always the way? Isn't that always the way? Witnesses get death threats when they're trying to stop people from taking lives. You know what I mean? It's always the innocent party that gets blamed.
It's a liberty. It really is a liberty. Now, what I looked at, I think it was after one of our lives last week, I thought, you know what, I haven't looked on YouTube for a while. I'm just going to see if some of the horrific things that I saw previously, are they still, are they there? Has some of it been taken down? What's the situation? Well, it was no better. It was still just as horrifying. I looked up the scoreboards, which were what we talked about last week, where I believe, and other people believe as well, why we're seeing, people being stabbed in places where they are likely to definitely die instantly, in the heart and chest, and there's a points game in the gangs. Well, I found, like, as soon as I went on it, there was 20 straight away, and it had a breakdown of exactly what they'd done to each other from two opposing gangs.
I saw that. They even had names and everything. Well, this person did this. And I was like, how is, like, what?
It's shocking. It was horrifying, the things they were saying that they had done. Like, there was one where he'd stabbed and it said times 28. Now, that is fueling beef. That is definitely going to be fueling beef, because it's between rival gangs. I was actually shocked how many different gangs there are in London. And I know that's not the half of them. And is that something that we need to talk about and look into? Because I don't know if the majority of what is going down on the streets is gang related, or is it, is there innocent civilians as much, or?
I think it's, you know, you're always, there's a lot of innocent civilians, but as a young person, you're still an innocent civilian. You just get caught up in a lifestyle that, you know, probably you didn't even have a choice in, and that, you know, you don't have a choice more time.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's just like there's such a breakdown of communication between, you know, peer on peer, and there's a lot of peer on peer pressure, and that's where it starts. Like we said, you know, a 14-year-old stabbed a 13-year-old. What's that about?
Exactly. I saw another one where they think somebody had been stabbed to death over some chips. There's like a lot of trivial shit happening that's
Well,
causing
I've heard
death.
someone's been stabbed just for eating a bit of chicken the wrong way. Yeah, oh yeah.
What I mean.
There's it's upset. It's just out of control.
Yeah, and no regard for, you know, human life.
No.
But we can't. It can't continue. We're losing way too many of our kids. Like, and the other thing I was thinking as well is that with the knife crime, that it's not just particularly young people's thing. It seems to be like young, old, even pensioners. You're hearing about, you know, pensioners stabbing each other to death, like husband and wife. What is the thing? Why just everyone just automatically picking up knives? I can't even imagine myself doing that. It would have to be something, yeah,
Mm.
life threatening for, you know. But the fact
But I think
people
it's so ingrained in people, isn't it? They see it all the time on telly. Oh, let's just pick up a knife, or, you know, that's the mentality of everyone that they're probably around, or the energies that they are around. So they're going to go and do that. You know, there's truth in saying, you, if you're around 5 people that are an alcoholic, you're going to be the sixth alcoholic.
Oh yeah.
You know, if you're around 5 successful people, you're going to be the sixth successful people. It's about where you're choosing to put your energy. You know, sometimes it isn't a choice, as we've discussed with exploitation. It's not a choice, but we have to try and shift that energy into something more positive, because, you know, everyone at the moment, it's me or you. That's everyone's mentality.
Yeah.
So really, people have got nothing to live for anyway, because they're just going to say, well, if someone's going to stab me, I'm going to die anyway, so I don't care.
Mm.
What am I going to care for? What do I need to care for? All I need to do is stay alive. And that's
Yeah.
the mentality of the way humanity's thinking.
It's crazy.
So you're taking away hope from people, you know, you're basically telling us, oh, we're screwed over anyway, so what's the point? You know, then you've left people in really depressive, you know, undernourished situations where parents can't even afford to keep a roof over their head, and they've got to work 3 jobs just to try and do that, just to pay council tax
Yeah.
or their
Oh my
bills.
God, that's
So,
unlimited council
right, and
tax.
then exactly, and then you've got people reporting these people saying, "Oh, their kid's always alone." So then you get social services that get involved. Then that messes up the whole dynamic of the whole house. You know, the system isn't created to support, to divide. And it's sad.
No, it's definitely not set up for that. Now, Peace and Love Movement says someone high profile could help us. Look at what just happened with Cristiano Ronaldo and Coca-Cola. What happened? I haven't
Oh.
seen. Is that to do with the Euros or? Fill us in. Who else have we got? Mrs. Moore Antics, big up to you. Lady Scorpio, big up. Peace and Love Moment says system is rigged. Yep, definitely. It is. Family Body says, I've applied for sponsorship to get kids to be around horses. Oh, I forgot that you did that. Fingers crossed, yeah. I hope you get that sorted. Is my voice repeating? Because it sounds like it's echoing this end.
A little bit, but
I don't know.
I thought mine was too.
I think my phone's boiling.
I know. So is mine.
Fire, so it might cut off.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, another thing I wanted to touch on was, yeah, the big platforms, the music that's being pushed in the UK. 1 minute, I'm just going to look at this message from Peace and Love Movement. They're saying yes with Ronaldo at the door. Yes, he wasn't happy with Coke being there, and their share dropped massively. Oh, right. So that's definitely something to think about. Definitely. This phone is echoing really bad. It's driving me mad. Bloody hell. Right, so that's something to think about then. If we think of influencers going forward, that help us to get their attention on the social media. So maybe that's something we can do, go direct. Peace and Love Movement is saying that he moved the Coke bottles away and put them there. So definitely look into that and think of some people that maybe we could get involved. So thank you so much for that, Peace and Love Movement. Thank you for the input. So the online platforms and the music. What I wanted to do, I came across something on the internet. I'm wondering whether to lock this off and go back on because my voice is going.
Yeah, we can try.
Hang on, it's still doing it. Is it bothering anyone else? Can you hear it?
I can hear you.
Yeah, can you hear it straight away after it repeat?
I can't hear the repeat, but the reception is not great.
Well, I'm just going to keep going.
Keep going, girl.
Ignore the other voice. Right, so online platforms, music that's been pushed out. They're saying sounds not great, ladies. Peace and Love Movement. Right, should we finish this and come back in a minute?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right, so we're going to finish up part 1 and we'll be back to part 2 in 2 minutes. All right?